Now the slaughter of all the baby boys is something horrible to see, and Herod's soldiers break into one home after another, and when they find a baby boy, they grab him from his mother's arms. Now we have no idea how many babies they kill, but the great weeping and wailing of the mothers fulfills a prophecy in the Bible by God's prophet Jeremiah. Now in the meantime, Joseph and his family have safely made it to Egypt, and they are now living there. But one night, Jehovah's angel again appears to Joseph in a dream. Get up, take the young child and its mother, the angel says, and be on your way into the land of Israel, for those who were seeking the soul of the young child are dead. So in fulfillment of another Bible prophecy that says God's son would be called out of Egypt, the family returned to their homeland. Now apparently Joseph intends to settle in Judea, where they were living in the town of Bethlehem, where they fled to Egypt. But he learns that Herod's wicked son, Archelaus, is now the king of Judea. And in another dream, he is warned by Jehovah of the danger. So Joseph and his family travel north and settle in the town of Nazareth in Galilee. Here in this community, away from the center of Jewish religious life, Jesus grows up. Now there are three questions for this particular chapter as well, and we are going to read them now. Now the first question is, when the astrologers do not return, what terrible thing does King Herod do? But how is Jesus protected? Question number 2. On returning from Egypt, why does Joseph not again stay in Bethlehem? And question number 3, what Bible prophecies are fulfilled during this period of time? This is Teachable Moments with April podcast Bible study. So we're looking at the chapter 8, Escape from a Tyrant, and we're going to go over the Bible scriptures for this particular chapter. So the first book that we're going to look at is Matthew 2:13 through 23. We're starting with verse 13. After they had withdrawn, look, Jehovah's angel appeared in a dream to Joseph, saying, Get up, take the young child and its mother and flee into Egypt, and stay there until I give you word, for Herod is about to search for the young child to destroy it. So he got up and took along the young child and its mother by night and withdrew into Egypt. And he stayed there until the decrees of Herod for that to be fulfilled, which was spoken by Jehovah through his prophet, saying, Out of Egypt I called my son. Then Herod, seeing he had been outwitted by the astrologers, fell into a great rage, and he sent out and had all the boys in Bethlehem and all his districts done away with them, 2 years of age and under, according to the time that he had carefully ascertained from the astrologers. Then that was fulfilled which was spoken through Jeremiah the prophet, saying, A voice has heard in Ramah, weeping and much wailing. It was Rachel weeping for her children, and she was unwilling to take comfort, because they are no more. Now when Herod had looked, Jehovah's angel appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt again, and said, Get up, take the young child and its mother, and be on your way into the land of Israel, for those who were seeking the soul of the young child are dead. So he got up and took the young child and its mother and entered into the land of Israel. But hearing Archelaus ruled as king of Judea instead of his father Herod, he became afraid to depart for there. Moreover, being given divine warning in a dream, he withdrew into the territory of Galilee. Verse 23, and came and dwelt in a city named Nazareth, that there might be fulfilled what was spoken through the prophets, he will be called a Nazarene. All right, so the next chapter we're going to look at is the book of Jeremiah 31:15. This is what Jehovah has said. In Ramah a voice is being heard, and lamentation and bitter weeping, and Rachel weeping over her sons, and she has refused to be comforted over her sons, because they are no more. All right, and the last book for chapter 8, Escape from a Tyrant, is found in Hosea 11:1. When Israel was a boy, then I loved him, and out of Egypt I called him my son. New on Teachable Moments with April podcast Bible study. This is Teachable Moments with April podcast Bible study. We're looking at chapter 8, Escape from a Tyrant. This is the questions and answer episode. So the first question for chapter 8 is, when the astrologers do not return, what terrible thing does King Herod do? But how is Jesus protected? So this particular question has two portions to it. According to scripture found at Matthew chapter 2, verses 13 through 23, especially we're going to look specifically at Matthew chapter 2, verses 16 and 17. We learn that when the astrologers do not return, King Herod becomes furious, and he just gives a decree to put to death all the boys in Bethlehem, 2 years old and younger, and all the surrounding districts as well. He's trying to be very, completist with this to, get rid of the threat that he perceives. King Herod, bases this age calculations on the original astrologers, the information they gave before they left out, okay? Now, Jesus is protected according to Matthew, the same account at Matthew chapter 2, 13 through 23, where it gives an account of Jehovah's angels warning Joseph in his dreams to wake up and flee to certain areas. A specific example of this is about Egypt, and told him to stay until he is told to otherwise. Now, throughout this chapter and through this account in this period of time, Jehovah either gets his angels or him directly communicates to Joseph through dreams of where to go, where to stay, and so forth and so on. So this leads to the second question. On returning from Egypt, why does Joseph not again stay in Bethlehem? So we'll again look at the account at Matthew chapter 2, specifically verses 21 and 23, when we see the account of Joseph receiving yet another dream by Jehovah's angels to go to the land of Israel, okay, and to be called out, consequently, out of Egypt. But upon learning that King Herod's son, who is equally as wicked, has been crowned king, he receives yet another dream that serves as a warning, of course, directly from Jehovah. And he and his family need to travel north and settle in the town of Nazareth in Galilee. That leaves the third question and the last question for this chapter. What Bible prophecies are fulfilled during this period of time? Now, collectively, there are two top Bible prophecies that are fulfilled. The first Bible prophecy is spoken in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 15, pertaining to the great weeping and wailing of the mothers after King Herod set that decree to kill all the male boys and babies, 2 years and younger. Now, this prophecy that we're speaking of right now is in the Bible, was by God's prophet Jeremiah. Now, the second Bible prophecy is that God's son would be called out of Egypt and the family returning to their homeland. This is Teachable Moments with April podcast Bible study. We're looking at the chapter 9, entitled Jesus's Early Family Life. Now, when Jesus is growing up in Nazareth, it is a rather small and unimportant city. It is located in the hill country of an area called Galilee, not far from the beautiful Jezreel Valley. Now, when Jesus, perhaps about 2 years old, he is brought here from Egypt by Joseph and Mary, and he is evidently Mary's only child. But not for long. In time, James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas are born, and Mary and Joseph become